What's up, meta nerds? This video is all about the Fury-class Interceptor. Even though it's called an interceptor and looks a lot like the TIE Interceptor, it's actually classified as a Corvette, because in a lot of ways this thing is more like a warship than just your average starfighter. At 100 meters or 328 feet long, it's exactly 2 Rancors shorter than a football field and almost 3 times the length of the Millennium Falcon. At 88 meters or 289 feet across, it was wider than 2 CIS multi-troop transports. Its armament included concussion missile launchers, which were located right below the cockpit, and precision laser cannons located on the outside of the wings. These wings had a set of strike foils, which could remain down for travel, but would be extended during short-range combat, giving it better control in a planet's atmosphere, and even increasing its range of fire. This ship had one of the most advanced hyperdrive systems of its time, and even its sublight engines were much more advanced than a lot of other ships. The design of the Fury class had been improved over hundreds of years, with the Sith Empire incorporating it into their Imperial fleet for use in high-priority missions, but eventually it became almost exclusively used by Sith warriors and Sith Inquisitors. But let's go ahead and take a look inside of this Corvette and see how this ship was a combination of versatility and top-of-the-line luxury. Right away, we see how the interior of this ship was modeled after the sleek and functional aesthetic of the Sith Academy on Korriban. Let's start in the conference room and work our way around this vehicle, proclaiming their allegiance to the Sith Empire, as well as seating for 6, and a holo projector so that the crew of this ship could view important mission-critical data. In the corner of this room, we can see one of the several military-grade computers and communications equipment that are spread across this ship. If we go through this hallway, we can see the crew quarters, which had personal storage and 6 beds. The room right next to this is the medical bay, which has 2 beds, a back-to-tank, and a diagnostics computer. In this main room is an enormous holo terminal, next to additional seating, and more of those important computers. Through these doors are the captain's quarters, which has this enormous Emperor-sized bed, a locker to keep personal belongings, as well as this display, which helps the captain monitor the ship, but could also connect to the HoloNet when he was in need of some off time. The main entry to this vehicle was located through this docking ring here, if you were attached to another vessel in space, or this ramp could extend if you were in a spaceport. Continuing through this hallway, we can see the engineering room, which is right next to one of the ion engines. This room also contains several dedicated computers to help make sure all of the ship's operations are running smoothly. Back out to that hallway, we can see the cargo hold, which also had this lift in the center of the floor, which could be used to bring up heavy cargo. And let's end our tour with one of the most interesting parts of the ship, by following this hallway connected to the main room and entering into the cockpit. The bridge of the Fury class is where most of those military-grade computers are located, with terminals that provide information on different missions, as well as seating for co-pilots and gunners, with the captain's seat positioned above them, right in front of this galactic star map. The view from the bridge looks a lot like the cockpit of the later TIE fighters, and we can't forget one of the most important parts of this ship, 2VR8, the droid that comes with this ship, and helps its Sith owner stay on top of the operation of the amazing Corvette that is the Fury-class Imperial Interceptor. The history of this ship has it first seen when the Empire retook Korriban during the opening years of the Great Galactic War. At this time, one of its passengers was Malgus, and these could often be seen in the hangars of Imperial battle cruisers. Malgus would later use these along with other vehicles and ships when he carried out an assault upon the core worlds. Darth Barris would give this ship to his apprentice, called the Emperor's Wrath, and because this ship was so large, it actually worked as a mobile base when Wrath was trying to defeat his master. And the Sith that was apprenticed to Darth Zash was tasked with finding the artifacts of Tulak Horde, was also given a Fury-class ship. And that's it for the Fury-class Imperial Interceptor. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, the bad guys have some of the coolest ships, and the Force will be with you, always.